Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks at Ungainly Titan. We're here on Westfield Team Destruction Tier 5 Battle. This is going to be part of a two-handed game of two battles. I had two relatively short battles, and I thought with a bit of judicious editing I could combine them into a single battle rather than having two very short videos on two separate days. So I've cut the very long slow drive up the hills on the northwestern side of Westfield. Team Destruction is probably one of the best modes on Westfield because it is most likely that the heavy tanks will fight in the northwestern hills, whereas in most other modes, like the optimal way to play Westfield is for the heavy tanks to fight in the northwestern side, dominate the map, then come down kind of judiciously because you don't want to get into the spotting range of stuff across the valley without them being spotted. Ideally you want a medium tank to go down to around K7, K8, whatever, start spotting them, or around the hill, around G6, somewhere there around in the bushes, to spot the guys across the valley before the heavy tanks start coming down towards the edge and in within the spotting range of the tank destroyers that are inevitably parked across the valley. However, in the majority of times, one or other of the teams will refuse to go to the northwest in any kind of force, or they'll arrive piecemeal in a very scattered fashion, and sometimes both teams refuse to go to the northwest, in which case all bets are off and it's a completely different type of game. But a lot of the times one team arrives in force and the other team doesn't arrive with much at all, and then the team that wins cleans up here quite nicely, and then they just pick off the rest of the enemy team in various places around the map in an isolated way. Quite frequently what you'll see is they'll win here in the hills around here where we are at the moment, and then they'll turn around and annihilate the enemy tanks that have pushed on towards their cap circle, say, the southern side, or vice versa. But it's more often the southern side actually sends more tanks to the northwest than the northern side does. In this particular instance, we've won the northwestern side of the hills on the town, and they have won the northern edge of the town. So we have to double back around now to take on the tanks at the other side of the town. And it is the smart move to do that before you start attempting to clean up anything down in the valley. I'm just taking the opportunity to shoot him. I'm trying not to climb the hill if I can because I have a pretty slow tank, and I want to remove that Wolverine as well because he could bring in some pretty devastating flanking fire when I'm in a position to spot him, and I'll just drive him off. It looks like the enemy team didn't send, didn't actually check the minimap earlier on, but it looks like they didn't see too many down the eastern side of the map on this particular occasion. But there's a few of them behind us, and they actually outnumber us right now. So the numerical advantage is with the Reds. However, we know there's a couple of them around here, and here's one. Okay, we get rid of him. He's probably in fairly low health, and there's an honor T28E coming over the top of the hill. It's essentially got, it's a tier 4 tank, but it's got a tier 5 gun. It's a pretty good gun. Now the gun handling is pretty bad in it, but it doesn't have much in the line of armour, so it's a brave man to bring it into the middle of a fight like this and actually keep it in good health up to this point in time. But he probably should have stayed with the Bogatar. Capture KV1 deals with him, and now the numerical position is switched around to our side. So the enemy tanks are probably on the other side of the valley. Well, we know the Wolverine disappeared down into the valley, and he isn't being spotted at the moment, so he's probably made it across to the other side. We just can't see him. So I'm coming down through the village because it kind of maximises my cover, and there is the enemy KV1, and I'm not spotted from here, I don't think, and don't get the final shot in. And then it's the Wolverine. He is now playing footsie with the Stug, and he's disappeared from view. So somebody's indicating he's in the cliffs or rocks there at the far side of the valley. So I'm going to go down, see if I can lend a hand, and there's the Bogatar, or the Capture KV1 closing in. We have a heavy tank on the far side, and I'm coming down the hill here, and I get shot at Targeted, spotted, push forward, see if I can see him. There he is, and I just back up to see if I get a shot. I can't get the gun elevation from there. But it doesn't matter because he gets shot by one of my allies, and that's it. He's finished, game over, and he's taken out. So we have a victory. All enemy vehicles destroyed. We got 19 damaging ribbons. We fired a lot of premium ammo, so we didn't make money. Got a lot of XP though, and 1300 damage. Pretty decent, and we got a Confederate first class mastery. So came number 1 by experience. Didn't do the most damage in the team. That was a T14, which is pretty good going because there's a really crap gun on the T14. Now we're on to the Ruinberg map. Ruinberg War. It's an urban map, half urban, half kind of rugged terrain without a lot of cover. A lot of places for hold down action and stuff like that, but it won't remain hidden there. And we have the opening barrage of Katushkas. Not as many as the Russians tended to fire in actual footage of actual World War II battles, where the sky would be filled with those things and you could hear them howling even at the receiving end of the barrage. Much more suitable map though for the Churchill 3. It's an urban map, so you can, and it's big long corridors, so you tend not to have to worry about your flanks that much. Although it depends on what route you take in various other places. Some of the support can be very difficult sometimes to fight the corner fights because the enemy can arrive in so we say staggered, and you might get engaged with people in a direction that is not optimal. You know that you're exposing your flank, and somebody else arrives later on in a position to shoot you, or maneuvers around the blocks to get into a position to shoot you. I often tend to come down this road, but you have to be careful there's nobody at the eastern end of it, because then you get shot if you come around the corner here. You get shot at from both directions, and you don't want that either. Now the BT-7 isn't going to be much of a threat, but there's a Churchill 3 down there, and he is potentially a serious threat. And there's a Ripper. The Ripper would only be a threat if he's firing premium. Basic ammunition of the Ripper is pretty awful, and the gun handling of that gun is terrible. It does have a good rate of fire though. Churchill 3 on the other hand has the same characteristics as my one, but he is firing at the side of my tank, whereas I'm putting through the front of his turret front, and the Bogatar behind me is I think doing the same thing. It's another KV-1 variant. So we're going to go around now and join the fight in the plaza, because there doesn't seem to be anybody else. Our guys on the eastern edge of the town have just pushed past. And just as we were about halfway along here, I just spotted the heavy tank coming in behind me, and I start turning and backing up. And I crash into the KV-1, but I think that alerts the other guy's existence. But then we have a bit of a coming in each other's way, because the KV-1 turns broadside on to the enemy Churchill 1 and blocked my shots there for a bit. So I wasn't able to bring my gun to bear for a bit longer than I needed to, and I think also the fact that he actually kept his backside towards the Churchill 1 rather than turning broadside on. That even though the rear armour isn't all that strong, it would be angled, it would still be better than just the whole side of the tank. Because the top gun on the Churchill 1 is a pretty formidable gun. So we come around the corner here, and the important thing is to take out that M4 Sherman, not to invite the two guys up at the corner to the fight until I'd finished off the Sherman, and then got myself into the general direction of cover. Finish off the Bogatar. The Panzer 5.4 is not aware of my existence just yet until I actually penetrate him. And then I bounce a couple of shots, bounce the previous one, bounce that one. But we managed to put that one through, and that takes him out of the fight. So there are only 2 enemy tanks remaining, one of them down near their own cap circle, but there's 4 tanks closing in on him. And it's too far away, I'm not going to get involved in that fight. However, there's a Bogatar up here, and he is putting up a hell of a fight. He is again surrounded by multiple enemies. And I'm rapidly approaching as well to add more discomfort to his situation. And we get a round into him, we get another round into him. He's going to take out the light tank, bounce that one, and I finish him off. So that is game. We were capping as well. That's 20 damaging ribbons and another 4 kills. So, when we look at the final result, once again we didn't make money. We probably used more premium than we should have. We got 1300 damage, roughly around the same as in the previous battle. Similar kind of results, so we get another first class mastery, and nothing else special in the medals, but we come number 1 by experience. But this time we did do the lion's share of the damage for our team. So you're getting 2 for the price of 1 there in this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and hit that thumbs up button. If you've not already done so, please subscribe, and I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.